Hello, my name is Tom, and this is Group 48's presentation for the Check Your Car project. For the front-end web technology stack, we plan to use CSS, which is Cascade Style Sheets, defining the structure of the information presented in the browser, as well as the HTML, which is Hypertext Markup Language, which determines the style of the application content, such as the colors, fonts, and layout. Our web application will be built on Bootstrap as the framework for the HTML and CSS. This is because it's considered to be the most comprehensive library with great user base and thousands of stars on GitHub. An alternative we are also considering is Foundation, which is the second most used on after Bootstrap and shows good performance. It's important that we have a backup tool in case our primary choice doesn't offer all the flexibility that we require. For the backend technology stack, we will be mostly using the Python Django based on the Python programming language. It also uses the Apache web server and MySQL database, as well as the Django framework, which is also written in Python. Our developers love this stack as the majority of our team's experience resides in Python programming for the option of the most quick development while keeping a high level of quality. Our team's research has found many projects opt for Python Django when creating their time-critical projects. Our team's backup is the LAMP framework. This stands for Linux, the operating system, Apache, which is the web server, MySQL, which is the database, and PHP, which is the programming language. We have found the scalability, security, and high customization options, all of which are desirable features to us. While the majority of our developers prefer Linux as the operating system, the same stack can be used with Windows and Mac without sacrificing the development quality, which is also important to us and stands out as an amazing second option if the Python Django framework doesn't manage to meet all of our developers' requirements. By opting for serverless applications, our back-end and front-end developers are able to focus their efforts on software solutions instead of runtime or server management. Thus, such an approach ensures better agility, shorter time to market, and lower overall cost of ownership, since this is a major component to our enterprise's threats. Our team has used WeChat and Microsoft Teams to keep in contact and progress throughout the stages of this project. The MySQL database service is a fully managed database service which enables organizations to deploy cloud-native applications using the world's most popular open source database. It's fully developed, managed, and supported by the MySQL team. Our team has experience in MySQL, and that's why we've opted to use MySQL. In order to protect sensitive information stored by us, we have a plethora of measures set out in place. We plan to limit the access to sensitive information, use a password manager to protect passwords of the users, use a leading physical and virtual firewall to protect information from attacks, and many more measures to contribute to the protection of the information security. After successfully testing prototypes, our website model, the most valuable feedback we found was that the story from the perspective of the user themselves was much more impactful and influential than a display of false pretense. Now we take the perspective of Jet, James, and Chen respectively. Upon the successful rollout of the Check Your Car service, the plan is to broaden our opportunities and take advantage of the plentiful unsaturated market, whereby we will capitalize off our success, make improvements to functionality, user interface, and user experience. Our low overhead and personalized customer service and flexibility leaves us in good stead ready to overwhelm the market and grow as an enterprise. Since we're a new enterprise, we have the opportunity to test our scalability. We can scale upwards, which allows us to add other softwares for new tasks. And we can also scale outward, allowing us to handle increased volumes of requests. Now, our group decided to separate the tasks of sprints a little further than usual. Our planning phase was to gather the requirements. Sprint 1 was user research. Sprint 2 was wireframes and design. Sprint 3 was reviewing these wireframes and then going back, testing them, and repeating this process until we were happy with the result. Step 4 was creating the prototype that we were happy with to follow through with user testing. User testing, we received feedback and applied that, and now we're ready to hand it off to the developers. As we progressed throughout this project, we achieved all of our deadlines, and we have completed all of the tasks prior to the handover, so this is the step of the handover. We communicated well as a group and didn't fall into many issues. When we did find some issues, which were minor, we managed to just delegate out the tasks, such as designing the website. We delegated across the group and just focused on completing tasks by the deadlines that we set for ourselves. Just a quick run through of our prototype website design created within the website builder Wix.com shows how we plan to deconstruct the content of our website. Within the Check Your Car site selection header, we have recalls, vehicle, car seat, create account, and login, and then we also have a more section. As we scroll down, the user is able to find out more information about us and what we have to offer as a service. Our unique tool, Mechanics Near Me, is unique to us, and no other competitors in the market have anything similar, which is a differentiating asset we hold, which we must capitalize off. Following this, we have the user experience section, where we have transformed our original third-person take on the user's experience and turned it into a first-person conversation between the past user and the new user.